In this One Piece episode, Luffy lands straight into a giant beauty's breast. Nami beats Luffy and Usopp. Sanji gets cooked, thinking about Ripley's human husband. And Nami can't stop wondering, how did a human even have a kid with a giant? The Straw Hats meet Saul and his assistant Ange. From them, they learn that Elbaf has a school called Walrus School, where all the children of Elbaf go. Ange wants to show them around the school, so she offers to be their guide. Zoro says that seeing a school reminds him of his dojo. But it hits even harder when Brook says school makes him feel nostalgic. I mean, it's been around 100 years since he last went to school. Meanwhile, Sanji wants to protect Nami because the giant books are huge and he's worried about her. That guy is always trying to find a reason to stay close to Nami and Robin. On the other side, Luffy, Usopp, and Zoro are getting humiliated by the Elbaf kids. They may be kids, but they're still 100 times bigger than them. Meanwhile, Zoro is asking Luffy if he should cut them. Like, dude, please calm down. They're just kids. While the kids are still trying to catch the Straw Hats, some cute little girls come and save their asses. They teach the boys some manners, telling them not to call the Straw Hats puny humans. Surprisingly, the boys actually listen and feel ashamed. Meanwhile, Luffy's reaction makes me wonder, why are you reacting like you've never seen boys get taught a lesson by girls before? While Zoro is calling them brats, suddenly another kid appears and tells him not to call them brats. This is like some random brat trying to score aura points in front of the aura farmer himself. Damn. While they're talking with the kids, they suddenly hear a loud voice. They get curious about where it's coming from. The kids tell them to move, otherwise they're going to be in trouble. The ground starts shaking like crazy. It was because of bouncing footsteps. Luffy loses his balance and falls straight into a giant lady's breasts. Before we move on, I just want to say that Luffy is one lucky bastard. The guy even landed on Princess Shirahoshi's breasts before. He's suffering from a serious luck issue. By the way, that's Miss Ripley. She's the biology teacher at Walrus School. Luffy is basically asleep on her. That must be so comfortable. Meanwhile, Usopp is shocked at first, but immediately apologizes for the mistake. One thing to mention is that Ripley has a very calm personality. She prefers peace over war and violence. She tells the kids to give the Straw Hats a proper tour of the school. Usopp falls from Ripley's hand, but a cute little girl catches him. That was way too cute. While Ripley asks Luffy about his bounty poster, she thought Luffy had bleached himself white. But nope, that was just his Nika form. Seems like Luffy is getting pretty popular. At a giant swing, Usopp and two giant kids are screaming their lungs out. Why? Because Luffy is swinging them like a devil. But that doesn't last long because Nami beats both of them. Honestly, I feel sorry for Usopp. He was a victim too, but he still got beaten by Nami. What else could she do? That's just the side effect of being Luffy's partner in crime. While the kids who got humiliated by Luffy rush toward Gerd, the beautiful Elbaf warrior, they remind me of Momonosuke. Meanwhile, Sanji's already getting cooked just watching them stand that close to her. Then we see another kid who seems really excited about meeting Emperor Luffy, but before that, he notices something weird. Frankie is going absolutely crazy over an atom tree. Like, dude, that's just a tree. Calm down. By the way, the moment the kid sees Luffy, he doesn't waste a single second. He rushes straight at him and attacks him. But Luffy gets a bit serious. He charges up a Gum Gum elephant gun with Haki and slams it right beside the kid. That's more than enough to shut him down. Seems like the kid actually admires Luffy and just wanted to see his power. That's why he attacked him. But apparently the whole school hates this kid. Then Ripley shows up again. This time she scolds him for causing trouble. But that doesn't last long because she immediately praises him for his effort. She actually liked it. The kid's name is Collun and he's Ripley's son. The moment he calls Ripley mom, Sanji hears it and rushes over because he's already jealous that the beautiful Ripley has a kid. While Sanji is standing there completely shocked, Zoro is talking to Luffy about how that kid had the guts to challenge Luffy with nothing but a wooden sword. Meanwhile, Sanji wants the kid to apologize to Luffy for his rude behavior. Like, Sanji is literally the kind of guy who hates every kid with a beautiful mother. By the way, Collun mentions that his dad is also a human, and that shocks everyone, except Sanji because the man is already cooked. Just look at his reaction when he hears it. We can't see his inner thoughts, but you already know what he's thinking. We saw something similar back in Punk Hazard when he was inside Nami's body.
But I was just having the strangest dream. I was floating down a river that flowed between giant boobs.
Even there, he was thinking something like, how could a tiny human do something that big? How? By the way, Ripley says he is younger than her, but because he's human, he's getting older, much faster. He didn't want to marry her because of that, but Ripley decided to become his wife anyway. Hearing that, Sanji is furious, wondering who that lucky bastard is. On this day, while Luffy, Zoro, and Nami are in King Harold's castle looking for the key to Loki's handcuffs, they come across a drunk old man named Yasan. But let me introduce him properly. He isn't just Yasan, he is the legendary Scopper Gaban, former member of the Pirate King's crew. He's been hiding his identity in Elbaf and living a peaceful life. Gaban immediately recognizes Luffy as the man who defeated Kaido. Then Roto tells them that Ripley is Gaban's wife, which surprises them a bit. Meanwhile, Luffy playfully calls Collun a shrimp. Gaban just laughs it off. Even though Collun is his son, he's never been able to give him a proper hug because Collun is a giant. That's a bit of a problem, though. Gaban mentions that Collun is now 20 years old, while Ripley is 80 years old. He also says that he's getting old, while Ripley is still young. Meanwhile, Nami is trying to figure out how a human could have a kid with a giant. She's seriously overthinking it. Then Gaban simply says, love knows no bounds. I think this guy is basically the Roger Pirates version of Sanji. He even playfully introduces himself as the Minister of Love. Meanwhile, Luffy thinks Sanji is going to end up just like Gaban when he gets old. Then Luffy and Zoro continue searching through Elbaf Castle and finally locate the key to Prince Loki's cell. Suddenly, Gaban steps in and refuses to hand it over without a challenge. Wielding his dual black axes, Gaban effortlessly deflects Luffy's attacks with incredibly fast and smooth movements. He then unleashes a massive hockey-infused slash that Zoro barely manages to block, forcing Luffy to activate Gear 5. The moment Gaban witnesses their overwhelming combined strength, he bursts into laughter and lowers his weapons. He willingly hands over the key, revealing that the entire fight was nothing more than a test to see how strong they had become.